still rock and roll. We've got a new guitarist out of Chicago, a guy, Kavan Smith, and it's, I'd say the closest thing before you hear the record that you could equate it to might be like an early Steely Dan kind of a sound when they were still rocking.
Like a squeeze thing. It's more melodic than the Stray Cats. It's not just one big guitar solo. It's, you know, we have real words and chord changes and a bridge and everything songs are supposed to have.
How did you find this guitarist? Was he a friend of yours?
Yeah, I was living in Chicago for a few months over last winter, and I was going to a lot of the blues bars and these clubs on the south side, and it's a guitarist I ran into just from jamming around the town. There's so many fabulous players out there. We're probably going to be using a lot of them just for different songs. Different people.
Well, fine. You got the guitarist. You got a vocalist. I guess you both are going to sing now, right?
I'm doing the vocals with...
If I'm going to sing,
just
no one
screams
play
and
a
yells.
record.
So I'm doing the lead vocals, and this guitarist is working on the backgrounds.
So the big question then is recording plans.
We're going to go in February, probably. We're looking for a producer, but Jeffrey Baxter, the skunk, as he's affectionately known as, is very interested, and he's been helping us out. We've done a lot of tapes in L.A. for the record company, and everyone's pretty crazy about it. So it's looking like we'll make the record in February.
It's interesting that you mentioned Jeff Baxter, and you talk about the sound as being Steely Dan because he was in Steely Dan.
Right, he was the Steely Dan and the Doobies.
When they were rock and roll and
Right.
in those days.
We're going to break away, play some video, come back, and talk a little more if we could. Real big impact on what was happening in music. All of a sudden, everybody was doing and loving and being into rockabilly. What do you think it was about the Stray Cats that made them have such a big impact?
That's really hard to say. I guess it's just, it was really the time we came out, getting back to a basic kind of rock and roll feel, like not really a 50s, but a basic playing your instruments kind of thing, rather than doing the same thing as everyone else was at the time with the synthesizers and the disco beats and all. I think really just being that different really kind of made our notch in the whole scene.
Yeah. When was the last time you saw Brian? You still talking to him?
No, we haven't really said much. It was like a 30-second phone call that ended 15 years in knowing someone and 7 years of working together. It was just one quick little phone call, you know, but he'd done it in the past, and we'd always try to say, oh, it's okay, Brian, don't worry, everything will be all right. But this time we just didn't chase him, you know, and try to get him back.
Yeah, he's tried to break up the band like 4 or 5 times over the years, and this time he called up and we just said, fine, but we had this other thing happen and we were already recording out in Chicago and doing some tracks. So we figured why fight it, you know, it was inevitable, it would happen sooner or later, so we just kind of...
It sounds like there's a little bad feeling going on.
Just about the way it happened. I mean, I don't feel any animosity towards Brian, and I'm sure he doesn't feel any animosity towards us, but it was just the way he did it. It was kind of abrupt. And also, he called me at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I hate when people do that. You know?
Let alone calling you to break up the band at that hour.
He woke me up.
So he has said then musical differences was the reason for the band splitting.
Well, he felt that we were pigeonholed and that we couldn't break away from, you know, the 50s, you know, rock this town thing, you know, and I think he's wrong, you know. We had added another member, and he had been writing different style things, and me and Lee had been writing as well, but I guess he didn't see any future in it, but I don't agree with him. But.
Well, America will be looking for Phantom and Rocker.
Right.
We'll be out there,
that is, in fact, the name of the band.
It's Phantom and Rocker, not Phantom Rocker. You got to get this thing straight.